What's up? It's Matt and Laura. I'm going to point to both sides. You're on one side, Laura.
Hey.
We are live with our first of our new monthly installment, Restaurant Content Deep Dive. I'm Matt Plapp with Restaurant Marketing That Works. If you're watching some of my stuff, you probably know way too much about me. I'm sorry about that. But I'm going to let Laura introduce herself so you can understand the context of why I had her kidnapped and put in a room to be on this live every month with me. Laura, tell them who you are and your background and why they should listen to you.
Well, my name is Laura Skulman. I have a background in food marketing and really just standout marketing. I've gotten to work with really cool brands, B&D Burgers in Savannah, the Savannah Bananas, and a couple others of noteworthiness. So I've been hijacked by Matt to kind of work as building this content calendar, which is really just standout ideas that no one else is doing to help restaurants kind of set themselves apart from the competition.
Couldn't have said it better myself, because as I found out yesterday, I was on a call yesterday with a handful of clients, and 3 or 4 of them were franchises, and they're all stuck in a rut of they've got the posts coming from corporate. And a lot of people don't realize this, is that Facebook, Google, all of their algorithms are meant to give priority to original, captivating, engaging content. And if you're a franchise location of 500 locations and they all 500 share the same exact professionally done promo picture, it doesn't work. But what works is when you create things in your restaurant, when you create things with your team, with your customers, with your local sports teams. And so what Laura and I talked about is my team, we supply content ideas to our clients, and we're actually going to be taking what I'm going to be showing you here on our screen in a minute and putting it in Google, having a website for it to where restaurants can get access to it and get real live examples of these content, pieces of content ideas. Because the hardest part about making social media is the planning part of it. It's like, I mean, Laura, about you, but if I were to wake up today and say, hey, what am I going to post about? And they have no ideas, I'm going to probably go down the wrong path. Whereas if I'm planned, I have a better idea of how to make it happen.
Yeah, it's really easy to make one really good post, but then you fall out of the consistency if you don't have a firm plan in place. So I definitely think keeping up with the calendar is the way to go.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the Excel spreadsheet. We're going back into the 90s with Excel. It'll be on Google soon. This is the rough draft. We want to kind of play with it. And Laura's put a lot of great work into this. And we're going to talk about a handful, but highlight 3 real specific ones. And then if you're interested, you can email matt@mattplapp.com. You can comment on these posts, and we'll make sure as we get this online and get the free version you can download, we'll make sure to get that to you. So I'm going to do a couple of things here. Let's go here, and then let's go here. Boom. Okay, so Laura, when you look at this, can you see it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got 2 screens going here, so I'm trying to get my mouse to go on the correct screen. I guess walk us through your thought process here, because I know you got it color-coded and you've got a couple different types of ideas. I guess when I go up to this color key, give me a quick rundown on each, what you were thinking here on the key and why there's multiple things.
Okay, so the holiday, the first tab there, everyone knows that if you're keeping a content calendar, you just plug in those regular holidays like Christmas, Christmas Eve, but then kind of like what's related to your brand. Here, of course, we've got food, so like Cookie Day, Comfort Food Day. Plug in those because that just visualizing that helps you kind of jog a lot of ideas. Or just be in the up and up on what's going on. For instance, if it's National Pizza Day and you haven't posted about National Pizza Day, you might miss kind of the ball there. So then the second, the kind of orangey color, that's a campaign. Typically, whenever I run a content calendar and I have the orange going across for every week, I like to focus on a campaign weekly or like a couple of days. So usually that's just like a phrase of like what my messaging is trying to bring home. Yeah. For instance, I'm doing one for this ticketing company, and right now we're talking about fan experience start to finish. So the whole week will just be kind of like explaining like when you park, when you go to the concession stands till when you leave. The messaging is cohesive for the week. So that's what I mean when I say campaign. A weekly event. that would be something like that you would have, a lot of people do like girls' night or bingo. That's something that you just want to keep on your calendar to remind yourself, hey, I might need to post a bingo night, what have you.
Something
Offer
consistently happening.
Yeah. Offer. Those are just, chances to, engage with your guest, send out, like on National Cookie Day, like a free cookie with the purchase of 2 meals, what have you. That's just a chance to do something like that if your business is into that.
And I think offers are just way too under or overused by brands. And I say over is at some restaurants, it's like it's the only reason you go. And then under, it's like the restaurant. We're going to order wings tonight from a place called Barley Corns near my house. And they rarely do promotions. But any promotion they would do, it would bring me, my wife, Christy, Cole, my son, my daughter, Paige, and her boyfriend, Mason, and probably Abe's or Drew, my son's buddies. And we didn't have to spend a lot of money. So even if they came out and said, hey, you know what? Your first 5 wings are free. You're free cookie for everybody. Something that would make me go, oh, okay, there's an excuse to go somewhere. And you got to make sure it's obviously a brand that has overspend. You don't want to give away a free burrito and be a fast casual burrito place that I come by myself, get my free burrito and leave. But I think offers are a huge opportunity, especially when you put them in specific places that you need traffic.
Yeah. And one thing to note about that is people go down rabbit holes with like discounts instead of offers. I mean, like you said, like you're going, if you can get a free 5 wings or whatever, even if you have to purchase something to get it, you find much more value in that than like 20% off. Chick-fil-A will never do a coupon. They don't believe in discounting their products, but they might give away a free chicken sandwich or what have you if you fill out their survey at the end. I think that you're actually more cheapening your product by offering a discount, even though you might think that that's like more cost worthy for you. So just something to keep in mind when it comes to offers.
Yep.
And green is events. I know this is a touchy subject right now. There's some ways to get around doing an event if you aren't comfortable with it. Don't find the value in it yet while people aren't necessarily gathering. We've done some great trivia events on live streaming. So there are ways to get around that, but typically I would try and do some events depending on the concept. Video is just like some cool ideas for something you shoot on your phone really fast. Don't put too much thought into it. You don't need anyone to edit it. But I do think that brands should be, starting to get comfortable with using TikTok, Instagram, boomerangs, what have you. Just start putting out content out there. Gary Vee says he wants to do 50 pieces of content a day. That's outrageous, but definitely something that, maybe set a goal of 3.
Yep. And what go back to video real quick, because I think this is a key point you mentioned there. People have a problem with perfection, but guess what? Not perfect is what relates to people on social media. And so they're expecting things, shaky cameras, they're expecting people in the background noise. But what happens with video and why I see a lot of businesses struggle with it is they try to record it and edit it. Well, I can tell you from personal experience, I had a 30-second video that took 4 hours to edit. If I would have just went live for 30 seconds, I would have gotten the same exact point across and I would have got it done. And so what I tell a lot of people is going live is what gets you active. Editing kills speed in your videos, meaning that the minute you start doing videos and they take 4, 5, 6 hours, even though they take an hour, it becomes a hassle. Whereas if you go live and you're up and it's done, great. Guess what? We all think we look stupid. We all think we sound stupid. We all think nobody wants to hear from us. They're all wrong. And if you do it once a day, think how comfortable you'll be in a year doing video.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've been practicing that myself, just like talking at my Instagram friends. It's definitely awkward at first, but it definitely helps your brand, and video advertisement is definitely, video storytelling is where we're going. Just think about the ocean spray guy. I mean, that was just a natural organic thing, but it's just become viral. And I think he was living, in a double wide and just bought a $350,000 house I saw the other day. So how cool if you just can get comfortable being vulnerable and showing people your true self. Next contest. We've been having so much success with your formula for contest. So wanted to add this tab to the calendar. It's definitely a great opportunity for engagement. I think there's different ways you can use contests to also generate some organic content, like pictures and stuff that you can repost, repurpose for your Instagram, your Twitter, what have you. And then experiments. That's just a tab that I wanted to add in there. It's never bad to just kind of try something out. Don't put all your chips in that bucket, but if you do something wacky, twice a month, you might kind of find something that really works that you never would have thought about doing if you hadn't just set a goal of just trying something.
Yeah, I think experimenting is way undervalued. I mean, guess what the coolest part about social media is? You can delete it. I mean, I did 2 days ago. I don't know if you know this, you might not, but 2 days ago, I did a video where I forgot to turn my audio on. And so for 10 minutes, I did a great video and I realized that my audio wasn't on. So I went on there, I deleted it. I said, hey, honey, I got to do that video again. Cause when I do them at the house, everybody has to be kind of quiet where my office is at. And so she had to listen to me another 10 minutes, but I got to delete it and start over. Like nobody except for me pointing it out probably even realized it happened.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but it's been there, I'm sure, tons of times. Yeah, experimenting it's just fun, especially in an industry like this. I think talking to your staff, and especially the more you try different things, they're going to have some really cool ideas that you wouldn't have thought of. So just kind of putting this out there, like we'd like to try something on social media. Maybe it's a TikTok. Can y'all come up with this? Is a really cool opportunity to get them involved, make them, feel like leaders, no matter which position they're in. Yeah.
And real quick, I want to show this. You can see this post I just drug over here. I didn't know that would actually work. I'm on the other screen and I drug this over there. I'm like, oh, it worked. Talk about contests, since we'll get into this real quick. Contests are unbelievable. They can be really simple. They can be really complex. But as you mentioned earlier, some of them can get content. This one wasn't about getting content. It was about getting engagement. And if you look at this is a simple Halloween-oriented one, mom and pop pizza restaurant. Guess how many things are below? And you can see 344 people engaged in this contest. And what happens is Facebook's algorithm sees that and it says, holy crap, a lot of people are paying attention to this. Let's show this and their future posts to more people. But we also did what we do. We hook it up. You see the C response. We hooked this up to Facebook Messenger and we drove them into the store with a unique promotion as well. But this could have very easily been, hey, let us know like I saw one the other day, this restaurant's doing it was pretty cool. It's let us know if you met a friend of yours had never been to our restaurant, what is the one item you would tell them they have to have? And comment below, everybody in the comments is registered to win a $50 gift card. And they had like 75 people within a couple minutes that commented and why. Oh my gosh, you got to try this appetizer. Here's why it's awesome. And as you said, you can take that, put that on an overlay over top of your piece of your picture of the food, and then use that as social media content.
Yeah, I loved that one too. That was really good. Just simple copy, but definitely got the message across.
Yep. Okay, so back to the calendar. Let's talk about a couple of you and I had a couple ideas that you had on here that I thought were pretty cool. Let's go to the Christmas theme. Tell me about getting Elfy with it. I went a little Will Smith. I'm going to Miami next week. He's got Get Jiggy with it. Get Elfy with it. What are Elf?
Okay, well, Elf is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Shout out to my friend Slade. We watch it like 17 times a year. But so we actually did a great Elf event at B&D. I think they're doing it again this year. And what we did was we coupled with a shelter downtown. So we had this great outdoor patio with couches and stuff, and we brought in a inflatable projector and bought the rights to show Elf for the night. it was a free movie night. You could just come eat dinner, enjoy drinks, and watch the movie. So everybody brought blankets to kind of like bundle up during the show. And then we donated, I think we ended up with 88 blankets that night. But just to make it even one step further and make it more special, we had like a cookie decorating thing. So me and the general manager, Corey, were down in the basement cooking all these cookies and making them into different shapes. I think there's definitely an easier way of doing this. And then I kind of portioned out a bunch of different like frosting and sprinkle selections, and the kids just went nuts for this, and people were making like their own like cookie fries and cookie burgers. So it was really cute to see kind of what came of that. That's one idea for an elf event. Another one that I thought was really funny, particularly because we have some Italian food clients. There's this scene in Elf where he's just devouring spaghetti with maple syrup all over it. And I thought, how funny would it be if you had, some guy that's influential in your restaurant, it could be the owner, could be one of the cooks, the server, whoever, but have him kind of like generate some content leading up to the event, have people bet how many ounces of spaghetti covered in maple syrup he can eat, rent the costume for him, make a whole event out of it, have people guess. This could be to raise money for a charity if you want to have two people go in head to head, and then, like donate like $5 if he at least eats like, 5 ounces or what have you. I mean, you can get really creative with it. If you wanted to make an event at the restaurant, I think that's definitely fine and people would show up, but also just live streaming it would just be like one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, but so fun. And there's so much other content you can get beforehand. If you're on a street corner, having them kind of jump the, what are the lines? The crosswalk lines, like in the scene from Elf, just a bunch of like cool content you can leading up to the event, which I thought was fun.
Yeah. And you reminded me of something. I'm trying to find it, but maybe it's too far back on Facebook. I was scrolling through, but I'll go to this one video because this was a recreation. You gave me an idea there. And I think you were commenting, this will be a good one. So let me see if that shows up. Yeah, so Fatty Smokehouse, Brian, Picard, and Catherine and Mark, they've recreated some different scenes from Saturday Night Live and from, what's the thing with Kevin Costner, Ghost, where they're doing the clay.
That's the favorite. I love that one.
They did that with brisket. You could recreate Elf and different scenes from Elf with your restaurant, like you mentioned the spaghetti with syrup. But these guys shot this on an iPhone.
I'm Catherine.
And I'm TJ.
And you're listening to
The Delicious Dish
on National Public Radio. Now,
I don't know if you've seen this yet or not, but you got to watch it. It's hilarious. They shot this on an iPhone and edited it on an iPhone. But you mentioned Elf. It got me thinking about that. You could recreate the Elf, like Basilio's could take their spaghetti and they could recreate the whole Elf scene, and it's going to get people to share it. And then they could say, hey, guess what? We're watching Elf at the restaurant. Here's when, here's what time. And I love what you said earlier, pay for the rights, because all of these movies have companies behind them with attorneys, and it's not that expensive to get the rights to play these in those atmospheres. It's more expensive to get sued afterwards.
Yeah. Especially if you're going to like boost it or something on Facebook. I think I've never had an issue with it, but I haven't not done the right way. Yeah. So no comment either way, I guess. But that it's pretty simple to figure out how to pay for the right to show it one night. And it, like you said, is not crazy expensive.
Okay, now you've got this on here, and I love it because third party isn't going anywhere. Mm-hmm. I talked about this back during COVID when it first hit, back during March, April, May. I'm like, hey, do something different. People have a choice. If they're ordering third party, they're doing it out of a convenience factor. My son orders Chipotle once a week from Uber Eats. I don't even know he orders it. It just shows up at the house. And I'm like, oh, never mind for asking me. But what can you do to stand out if they're going to order from you maybe directly the next time or Uber Eats next time? And I love the fact, like, putting something in the bag. So what did you have in mind here?
Okay. So, well, for December in particular, I thought what a great opportunity to just start, instead of using your common like thank you bags or even your branded bags, like step away from, kind of that vanity for a minute and get into Christmas spirit. So I was thinking just buy some gift bags, get the right size and start putting your food in actual gift bags. Write a little note. They all come with a note and, like thank you from B&D Burgers or happy holidays, whatever you want to do. I mean, the more kind of personal you can get with it is the better, in my opinion. But I was also thinking about pain points for Christmas and that week leading up to Christmas. I think a lot of people might be ordering food because everything in their refrigerator, they're planning on cooking that day, or, they know they have a lot of cooking ahead of them. But a pain point on Christmas morning is when your baby sister opens that present that did not come with the batteries. So I was thinking how funny to do like a batteries included campaign and just, find out what the most common is. I would think AAA or AA, and just include a couple of batteries with every to-go order.
That is an awesome idea. I've got kids. I remember those times like Cole wanted to play with this and it's like, got a battery anywhere?
Yeah.
And I think more than anything, and it might be 75% of the people that get those 2 AA batteries, it goes to waste for that reason. But they remember, oh my gosh, that was unique. And that's the goal. And I always tell our clients is, and I tell restaurants, how do you get in somebody's phone every week? How do you get in their head every week? How do you make an impact every week? Well, when you do things like you're talking about there with the gift bags that nobody else is doing. If you're doing the battery included, a little note that says, hey, we know Christmas is coming up. There's a good chance you're going to need batteries for something that's under the tree. We wanted to help you out. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Next week, it's going to stick in their head versus if it was just the normal plastic bag, nothing special.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of the thought process behind that. I also thought that, there's some places in Savannah that had like, we could deliver within like walking radius. So if you're in a situation like that, encourage your team members to kind of dress up, if it's the elf costume, if it's Santa, I would promote online to like have, order food and we'll deliver it as Santa to your friend's work or what have you, almost like a prank type thing. I think that's a great way to kind of drum up that. And also while having a lot of fun. Also, I think a lot of organic content would come from that. When you open the door and it's Santa Claus with your, to-go food, you're probably going to whip out the camera.
Yeah. And take the extra effort, have Santa deliver pizza and maybe pick nights it's going to happen and pick a night that's not marketed and have a second person with Santa getting some video footage so that you can be in the car like, ho, 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 it's Joe, it's Santa from Basilio's, and walk up and knock on the door. People are going to their reaction is going to be comical. Put it on there and say, hey, do you mind if we use this? Yeah, no problem. Here's a gift card. We appreciate it. Now you've got video done really easily, organic, and you can use it and say, hey, you want Santa to deliver your pizza? Santa's delivering pizzas this Tuesday night. Do it a night that's not busy so you can get traffic. Do a Monday night Santa delivery for the next 3 Mondays. Drive a little incremental business. Have a little fun with it. People will share the heck out of it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's an awesome idea. And here's the last one. This one got my attention because what you said was freaking genius. And I don't know if you remember like saying this little part of it, but you said it like, to me, gain visibility when people are hungry. I think a lot of times people don't plan their content out around why. And you talked about these reindeer games and having these reindeer games that I'm going to let you explain last. But do it when people are like, right, like it's 10 a.m. in the morning maybe in your lunch restaurant and it happens 10 to 11 and it's like, oh, I should get burgers for lunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thought was to train people to tune into your restaurant during hunger decision hours. So I don't know if that's maybe 4 p.m. I do remember years ago when I was in Columbia, Missouri for college, there was this Subway right by my house. And every day, I think it was 4 p.m. Every Tuesday, it was like Trivia Tuesday, 4 p.m., they would put out one trivia question. You could just Google it. But the first person to get it right, they got a free sandwich that day. But every Tuesday at 4 p.m., I actually was just playing this silly game because I wanted a free sandwich.
Yeah.
As a broke college kid.
And then by 5:30 or 6, you were going to Subway because you were hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's already on my mind. I'm thinking about it. Like, I know what I would order if I got that free sandwich. Might as well do it. It's $6 anyway, or what have you. So Reindeer Games would just be like a kind of a fun campaign name for the holiday. I was thinking, I've been really into Survivor lately, like really into Survivor. It's not healthy. But there's a couple of different, I guess, ideas that came from that. Oh, I was also thinking of baseball. You know, the promo in the middle of baseball where they do like the ball in the cup challenge. Yeah. So you have 3 solo cups. You put a ball under one, switch it around a whole lot, and then have somebody guess which one it is, left, right, middle. Just playing a different sort of game like that. It could be Christmas trivia, like, you know, something from Elf the movie, something from whatever movie. Every week you can make it different, or it could always be trivia. That worked for me. I was also thinking with Christmas song lyrics, I try and be topical in a lot of my ideas. So Jimmy Fallon has had the hashtag add a word, ruin a Christmas song trending for a while. So you could definitely do that. Like, just ride that hashtag, especially if you utilize Twitter every Tuesday. Like, you know, hey, comment on this is the song or what have you. What word would you change? I also thought you could have your viewers generate a Christmas song for you. So start it off, you know, the first Tuesday of the month or Monday, whatever you want to do. I made an example. I'm dreaming of a fried Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the fries glisten and the elves listen to hear tummy growls in the snow. I mean, just silly. But then the next
you're
week,
like a food lyricist.
Huh?
You're like a food lyricist.
No. Yeah, that was just something I was throwing around today. But like topical is always fun, or, you know, making it, I don't know, getting into the spirit. Christmas, I'm into Christmas.
No, I hear you. So I love it. And I think that line you used, which was pretty freaking creative, you know, train people to tune into your live feed during Hunger Decisions. And you're talking about these contests, these different promotions. We've had clients do live videos to give away a gift card. They say, hey, this Monday, 5:00, we're going to go live and we're going to talk about a couple things coming up in the restaurant this week. And we're going to give away 5 $25 gift cards. Tune in. You have to be tuned in to have a chance to win. You got to comment when we do it, and you got to share, and you can literally pop on there, go live for 15 minutes, and people are on there watching. And then, like you're saying, maybe you're highlighting menu items, highlighting food at 6:00 on a Monday night. What happens at 7 to 8? Dinner. And, you know, they're giving away gift cards. It gets people engaged. But, you know, that's, I think, Hunger Decision Hours. That's the first time I've ever heard that, and I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's our first installment of the restaurant content deep dive. December, late January or late December, we're going to get January so we can get ahead of the curve. And then at that point, we'll make this a last week of the month thing to cover the next month. And by that time, we'll also have the content calendar, the web page for it, where you can go to it, get access to it, and then submit ideas, questions, things like that. And we can cover those in episodes.
Cool. Love it.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Have an amazing weekend. Hope you have some fun planned, and we'll talk in the near future.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
See ya.
Bye.